What's up guys, it's Oblivious Gamer here, and today I want to talk about a game that recently started its Kickstarter, and I also managed to play its demo on Steam. Now, this game I am particularly interested in, and maybe you guys should check it out, especially if you can get the demo. So, what game? I'm talking about Detained, Too Good for School. Now before I continue, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. So, in all honesty, the main draw for me is the 2D animation. As many of you know, I'm a huge fan of 2D games, and I think this game is looking really good. The artwork is just amazing and I like the style. Let me give you a bit of info. So, Detained Too Good for School is a 2D action RPG with simulation elements. You play as a schoolgirl named Reika, who was framed for possessing drugs and spent 1 year in juvenile detention. After serving your time, you finally go out and with Julie, another girl who was also framed with you, vow to find who framed you and why. I like the story, especially how you meet Julie, so I am hoping the story will be quite interesting as it develops and you learn more about the characters, the reasoning, and also the world. At the same time, it's a beat 'em up, so you know, these types of stories tend to be like that, where like the city is like very dangerous in this situation, the school area. There's quite a lot here that is being promised also if you read through the Kickstarter, and I will go over some. But a thing before I continue though is, remember this is a Kickstarter game, and as we all know, Kickstarter can be a mixed bag when it comes to games and their promises. As there are success stories from Kickstarters, there's also a lot of games who reach their goals but never happen, or they don't keep their promises, or their rewards are not fulfilled. Like there's a lot of problems. So keep that in mind before making a pledge. Now, this game is being developed by OTK Games, who are a team behind The Vagrant, an amazing 2D game which came out in 2018, and it had quite the positive reception. Also, if you're interested, there is currently a sale for the game and it's costing $1.59. Not a bad price. After playing the demo for Detained Too Good for School, which I really had a lot of fun with, the combat felt fun, especially as I managed to add some extra moves in my arsenal. So I am looking forward to seeing how in-depth it can get, since there's a lot of skills you can unlock. I managed to try some of the weapons, and it seems you will be able to have quite the arsenal when fighting, so it won't just be using your fists. There's also a meter and a special move section in the menu, but at least for me in the demo, I didn't manage to unlock any special moves or figure out how to use that bar that is like in the corner. But hey, it's a demo, so maybe they just didn't add it. I think this makes the combat even more promising with the addition that there's special moves and there's this sort of meter that you will be able to use. At least for me, since there are other elements they want to add. The map seems to have quite the size and it's quite detailed. There are civilians walking around, which you can punch them, and punching them will lead to the police eventually appearing. And well, it can get quite out of hand if you try to engage them, which eventually just looks hilarious how many police officers there are. For the maps, I'm hoping they add a lot more because, as I said, they have quite the size, and in the demo, they are very empty. So they do have quite a lot to cover when it comes to space and adding stuff so the map just doesn't feel empty. Now for this game, I think you can pledge $16 because it's in the main currency is not dollars, so it sort of does a conversion and you're guaranteed a digital copy. So $16 for a game like this is not a bad price. So let's go over some of the claims. So they have said the game will have multiple endings with promises of more than 10 different endings, and there will be a lot of rich subplots. Now of course, we always hear about games that have multiple endings. Some achieve them successfully and others fail miserably. In the end, a lot of the decisions don't matter, and it turns out that only like one specific thing or maybe two specific decisions influence which ending you get, and that sucks, especially that happens a lot in like the games that do bad multiple endings. So we will have to wait and see how substantial the endings are and how many of your decisions actually influence it. Though from the demo, there are some choices in dialogue that obviously influence the outcome of certain dialogue choices, so at least this seems to be a good start. You get a feeling of like how the dialogue is and what choices you have. Now the game will have two protagonists. They say it's just Reika and Julie. Personally, I like Reika a lot more because I like her design. She seems to be more of a badass than Julie. Also, it seems the game will be divided in like a daytime section and a nighttime section, where during the daytime you will go to school, you will attend classes, and apparently attending some of the classes will unlock moves or items. And then during the nighttime section of the game, you will be able to go exploring around the city, do part-time job, spend money, and fight gangs. So pretty interesting how this game will be divided. I am wondering how fleshed out the daytime section will be, since it seems most of the fun and missions and fights looks like it will happen during the nighttime, at least with the amount of stuff you can do. Now, at least in the demo, you get to attend one class, and it was math. And during the class, you had to answer some quick math questions, which I really wasn't expecting at all. It came like surprise for me. And actually, like doing the math will get you XP. So doing them right will net you some XP that you definitely want to unlock the moves. I think this is really cool, and I'm hoping all the classes are like engaging in some way like this, and it's not just you sitting down and reading dialogue or just reading a text that says, and Reika spent the rest of her day in school. So I'm hoping it's something more engaging, which it seems like from the math class, that's what they're aiming for. Another thing they're claiming is that the game will have romanceable characters. So 4 males and 4 females, Reika can romance, which for those who like these type of things in this game, there is the option. There also is co-op in the game, which hey, I think it's pretty cool, and these type of games that are like beat 'em ups always benefit from having some sort of co-op to play with friends. In all honesty, playing the demo was really enjoyable and it felt pretty smooth. Personally, I think you guys should definitely give it a try if you're interested in the game. The demo is free, it's there on Steam. Now, so far the game will only be released on Steam, however, they say they have stretch goals which they will add other platforms if they manage to fulfill them. So far, it seems it could happen. So today is the first day of the Kickstarter, and after the making of this video, they seem to have reached their goal, and there's already 29 days left. They also have a breakdown on how much the game they have already finished, which I think is nice knowing. As always, remember guys, this is a Kickstarter, so be mindful with your money. For me, I decided to pledge more than $100 to this project, since I think this can become an interesting game. I like the design, the concept. I feel there is a space for these type of games, especially beat 'em ups, and especially for badass female protagonists. So if you're interested, definitely check out the demo and check out the Kickstarter. This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.